Time for the big reveal. Here's all the rootstock we need to graft today. Or at least over the next few weeks. We're not going to get it done today.
Have you been watching Essential Craftsman at all?
Yeah, I love that guy.
I do too.
I'm a little intimidated by him though.
I'm not intimidated by him at all. You know why? Because you would walk up to him and you'd say, I don't know how to do this. Can you show me? And he'd be like, here, let me show you.
There we go. Oh, I may have destroyed that cover.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
How do you feel about being famous?
Oh my god, so famous.
I have 17 subscribers.
All of whom you know personally.
Alright, so this is how Fedco sends us the scion wood. It's double bagged to keep it moist. And it's all bundled and labeled. Morgan Bay Tree of Life. So we'll keep this in here and keep it closed. And every time we look at our list, we'll come over and find the one we want and just take that one out and take a few pieces out and then put it back in so it stays dry. Michael and I are beginning grafters, and we still learn a lot every year. A lot of our learning has been trial by fire over the past couple years, and we're by no means experts. But we're determined to become more proficient, so we also do a lot of research, take workshops, and visit other farmers with more experience. It takes us a while to get back into the groove at the start of each season. We haven't done this for a year, and when we do graft each spring, we only do a few hundred trees. We always start with a variety for which we've been given more scion wood than we need, because it will take us a few sacrificial cuts to re-establish our muscle memory. This is what we're going for, a nice steep cut on both the scion wood, pictured here, and the rootstock. Ideally, the angle on both should match exactly. It's also important that the cut is as planar as possible, meaning there's no curve from the bottom to the top. The reason for this is that the cambium layer on the scion has to line up with the cambium on the rootstock. This is the cambium layer, where pretty much everything happens, at least everything related to the graft. This type of graft is called whip and tongue. Some people refer to it as bench grafting, which in this case is true. But the term bench grafting covers any kind of graft that's done before the tree is planted. Sometimes you can get one side to line up but not the other side. In a perfect scenario, the scion and rootstock are exactly the same caliber, and the cambium will line up perfectly across the entire section. In our experience, however, this is very rare. We try to get at least one side as lined up as possible. On this side, the cambium layer on the rootstock extends out past the bark of the scion, which means they're not lined up. There may be some contact in there, but the best possibility for a union is going to be on the other side, where I've been able to line it up perfectly. Another thing I wanted to highlight about this particular graft is the excess rootstock showing at the top of the union. This means that the angle of the cut on the scion is not the same as the angle of the cut on the rootstock, or that the calibers are different, or, as I think is the case here, both. Again, it's very rare that the calibers are the same, and I'm sure experts can get their angles exactly right every time. We can't, at least yet, though this is an early graft. This isn't going to affect the outcome of the graft, What it may affect is the size and shape of the graft scar. That isn't really much of a problem for a homesteader, but commercial nurseries like Fedco trees want as small a graft scar as possible. Sometimes I'll snip this off with the pruners, sometimes I'll switch to another piece of scion wood, and sometimes I'll just leave it, depending on how large it is. There are a lot of variables, and we just do the best we can. Also, make sure you have at least one bud on your scion, otherwise you'll get no growth from it. Most of the materials I've read, and the guy who originally taught me how to graft, recommend at least 2 buds for beginners. Now in this case there's only 1. That's because we're grafting these for Fedco trees, and we don't have enough scion to meet the number they've ordered.